export to the cloud. All right, guys. Hi, everybody. Team Amplify in the house. Thank you guys for showing up. So excited to have you guys here tonight. Lori Kaufer is a friend of mine. We actually met because her husband is a guy I went to high school with that I was good friends with. And we kind of just became friends. And this whole like Facebook, Instagram thing got us closer. And then she finally decided to join the team. I don't even know how long ago now. A year ago, maybe, that you became like a real coach.
Yeah.
And she's just been awesome. She has a full-time crazy job that I cannot even explain, something immigration, but she works insane hours, but still finds time to build her business. So I'm going to let her take it away. If you guys are not following her, she's fueled by endorphins, but there's some underscores in there. I posted it earlier. So definitely follow her on Instagram. Her posts are amazing. Her content is awesome. And I just think you guys can learn a lot from her today. So I'm going to let her take it away.
Thank you so much. So I'm Lori. So I have been coaching. I've been a coach for a couple of years, but actively coaching since last summer. I had initially signed up for just to get the discounts because I love all of the products. And then I just as you get really into the workouts and the products, you just want to be telling everybody about it, and it kind of just builds on its own, even whether you're intentionally doing it or not. So as I was becoming obsessed with everything, I was like, I want to really coach. But it is, I think one of my hesitations was I do have a job where a lot of days I'm at the office, or right now I'm not actually physically in an office, but I'm at work for 12-hour days. And so a big hesitation of mine was, if I'm working at my job for 12 hours, when you think of the hours in a day, that doesn't even sound realistic for anything else to fit in. But when you're passionate about something, you make the time, and when you're setting a schedule and prioritizing certain things, you make it happen. And I ended up finding that when I was building in the time to actually work on the business and really making sure that I was doing, working on myself, it was making my day better because I was getting my workouts in. It was making my day better because I was following the nutrition side of Beachbody, and what I thought was going to be just adding more to my plate ended up kind of adding energy for me, because it was a creative outlet. So when I would be spending time on the business side of Beachbody, it was that creative part of my day, sharing something I'm passionate about with people. And then I would have this whole new energy going into the day before I was even getting started on my corporate job. And so I usually build time in the morning. I typically would, when I was actually commuting into work, I would wake up at 5. You can really do any of the tasks for building the business in smaller pockets of time, but I just was so excited about it that I wanted to make sure that I had hours to work on it in the morning. Now, while I'm working from home, there are more pockets throughout the day, and really some of the tasks can be as simple as a quick message to somebody that you're connecting with on social media. So that can be done in if you have 5 minutes in between a meeting. You really can fit it into small pockets throughout the day. So there's just really a lot of different ways to build it in. But I think that the thing that can keep you the most consistent is actually blocking time out. So that's part of why I found it more helpful to wake up a little bit earlier, get a solid hour in, and then any additional times throughout the day, it's really just bonus to the set time that I had scheduled in. So I'm happy to talk through any of kind of organizing your day to fit in big chunks of time, if anybody wanted to talk through that a little bit more. But with Anne-Marie mentioned the posts. And so I think that the thing about my posts and the content that I share actually really ties into what my Instagram name is. So I use social media, or specifically Instagram, to keep myself accountable. So it really started with, I was finding, I'm a runner, so I was finding that I would go on a run and come up with all of these ideas during my run, to the point that I would be like stopping and starting the whole time, because I would just want to like write everything down quickly so that I wouldn't forget. So it started as kind of a joke, that it was like, as I was working out, I was getting so fired up about all these ideas that I was having, that I would want to write it down and share it. And then as I was getting into the Beachbody workouts, the same thing was happening. So I'm sure each of you are experiencing this too, where there is a whole network of, I mean, I focus on women. I know that men do Beachbody too, but I love the network of women that are in on our team, and with the teams that we have the boot camps with. And so I was finding that I would be in the middle of the workout and girls would be like, "What are you doing? Why are you running off to this side?" And one of the girls actually jokingly got me this huge pen, because she was like, "You're getting fired up during your workouts and you need this huge pen to write down all of your ideas." So it really is something that it's like, I'm passionate about working out, and it's because of that passion, it's like triggering ideas. And a lot of what I post is really just things that pop into my head while I'm working out. And I think that that is kind of a reflection of what this is to me. But it also, the reason why I wanted to share that with you is, you don't need to post like a certain thing. People are coming to your account for inspiration, and they're coming to your account to see who you are as a person, who you are as a coach, and they're going to be following your journey because of what you're sharing. You don't need to be posting exactly what other people are posting. And the more people get to know you, the more they're going to want to be a part of your team, because they're connecting with you and what you're saying. So let this be a journey for you just as much as it would be for other people. And that's where you're really going to end up building the team, that it's like, it's your tribe. It's, you just are going to connect with people that are like-minded, and you're going to have that reach, that you're going to be surrounding yourself with people that are inspiring you as you're inspiring them. So I think that's really what I wanted to share with you. But if you have questions about building pockets of time into your day, or if you are nervous about posting something, I think just post what you're passionate about, and it really kind of will just kind of get the creative process going.
So I wanted to, that was awesome. I want to ask you something. So I took like little notes in the chat box, and were you always like an early riser?
Oh my gosh, not at all. No.
Okay, so can
I
you like just touch a little bit on, because I feel like you're similar to me, where like I used to wake up like literally snooze 100 times and wake up. Basically, I had to like throw my hair in a bun and drive to work. And
Yeah.
then I started doing the same thing, getting up like much earlier and being more productive. Like, how did you make that kind of like transition? Like, what did you do?
So I think that a lot of people will talk about how the difference between doing Beachbody and just signing up for a gym is the community aspect of it. And I actually, before I started coaching, I had signed up a couple times and not leaned into the community. And it really wasn't until I leaned into the community that I became a morning person. And I wouldn't even necessarily say that I'm a morning person, but when you know that other people are counting on you to show up, it makes you want to show up too. So jumping on the Zoom, there's a Zoom link for everybody to work out on, jumping on that, or even just like making plans with somebody else that's doing the workouts too. Even if you're not doing the same workout, it really just helps motivate you to get up. And the only workout that you regret is the one that you don't do. So even if you're lying in bed and you're like, I really don't want to get up right now, I'm going to just keep hitting snooze, and I'll run out the last possible second to get the day started. You're not going to, the day just takes over. But when you actually stick to the plan of getting up and getting the workout in, you take control of the day before the day takes control of you. And it really just, it sets a good tone for the day. So whether I'm a morning person or not now, I know that my day is better when I like make it happen.
I think anyone who works out in the morning would like 1,000% agree with you, because I know on those days where I skip, like if I had my alarm every day for 5 a.m. and then the one day that I just like decide to snooze, like the rest of the day is just not what it could be. And I feel like that's so important to like constantly remember that feeling that you have when like you wake up first thing in the morning. And listen, maybe you're a nighttime person, like that's great. I know myself. And like if I wait till after work, 99% of the time, I'm not going to do it,
Yeah.
because then I'm going to get home and I'm going to be starving, and then I'm going to eat something, and then I'm going to be too full to work out. So I have to wait another hour. And then I have the baby to take care of, or I have work to do. Like just all the excuses pile up so much more easily when you don't like get it done in the scheduled time that you had actually like set aside for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lori, I think one of the things that I love most about you is that if I'm ever feeling like upset about something, or anyone on our team is like down about something, you have like this positivity. And I'm obviously, you're probably not a positive person all the time. Like we all have our faults. But what can I ask you what like you read for personal development or listen to? Because I think that that's something that we really, in this business, it's like, oh yeah, PD 15 minutes. I can just check it off even if I didn't do it. Like I remember I used to do that. I would just like check it off like, oh yeah, I listened to 5 minutes of whatever, and I would count that. And I think as I became like more into being a coach, I was like, even right now, my mindset with everything going on in the world and being pregnant and not feeling well, I've let my PD kind of slip. And so wondering what personal development maybe you really love, anything that you can share with us, and I can type it in the chat so everybody can like take notes if they want to learn from you a little bit about what PD is.
Yeah. So I think if you're actually a good one to get you up in the morning, or to get you into a routine of like prioritizing your time in the morning before the day starts, is Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule. I think that that one is, that's probably the personal development that I would go back to over and over. She has a lot of, she has, I listen to her audiobooks. So I think that I would like even go back to like a certain part, or actually I'll even listen to part of her audiobook. And if it's like a line or two that I'm like, that is something that it's inspiring me right now, but I know it would inspire me in this specific moment, I'll take a screenshot of the exact spot that it is on the podcast or on the audiobook, so that I know exactly where I can go back to and listen to it again. So that one's a really good one for an actual book to read or listen to. And then Keisha Fitzgerald has a great podcast. What is it called? I'll look it up right now. But she is like a burst of energy. If you guys drink Energize, she is like a human form of Energize. And she constantly comes out with new episodes, and some are really quick, which is good for like if you're on your way, if you're commuting, or if you are in between meetings. She is such a great burst of energy, and she's a really positive person. So I like listening to that.
Well, and it helps that she's a Beachbody coach.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. She's a Beachbody coach. She has a podcast. She recently launched another company. She just is all about women empowerment, and she's a really great person to listen to for
She
personal
helps you like get out of your head, I feel like.
definitely.
You just like stop thinking about everything else and just go for it. I
Mhm.
love that about her.
She's great. And then another one that I love is Trent Shelton's podcast, Straight Up. He has done a lot of great episodes recently as well, with all of the Black Lives Matter movement. But every single episode of his podcast is amazing. He has a great energy, and I think that he came out with a book recently too. So yeah, he's great for personal development. Brene Brown has a great book for if you're struggling with, or if you want to be a leader, if you're really struggling with like in your head about actually building a team. She's really great for that. And she is very vulnerable too. I don't even know how far or how long she's been a CEO, but she just has a way of connecting to you and being like, it's
What
it's
was
really hard to be in the leader position already and see somebody that vulnerable. So it's kind of a refreshing take.
Did you say it was Renee Brown?
Brene Brown, Brene.
Okay, just wanted to put that in there. And I think when you said 5 Second Rule, I mean, that's like one of my favorite books ever. And then I always love with any book by Mel Robbins, she always gives reasons why it works, meaning not just her own personal experiences, but she always has stories about who she's helped. Like, why does the 5 second rule work? And she'll give you tons of like different backgrounds of people's like lives that have been completely changed by just implementing such a simple thing. And I always find that really helpful because you can listen to 4,000 personal development books, but like until you actually hear other successes that go along with it, I feel like sometimes it's hard to connect with. And I love that about Mel Robbins. I like Keisha Fitzgerald too. I have her podcast and I need to listen to it more. I think I've listened to the first 2 episodes and I loved it. And then I just kind of fell off. So that's something I'm definitely going to go into. And I've been hearing about Trent Shelton forever, for months and months and months. And I think even more so now makes me really want to dive into it. So I'm excited that you shared that with us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he well, I don't know. I think maybe it was just rumors, but I was thinking that he might be one of the speakers at the summit this year. But then I think, yeah, summit isn't happening in person. So
well, you never know though. They could still have it.
That's true. Yeah.
Like we're going to have we're still going to have all of these different ceremonies and stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
You never know. It could be just like a virtual thing, which would be really cool. I don't think Rachel Hollis will be
here.
Yeah. My heart.
Yeah.
Cami, I saw that you're like a big Miracle Morning person. And it's funny because that's one thing that I've noticed in your business, Cam. Like you have been so on in the mornings and you've been sharing every day, like the same routine that you have. And I think when people see, and Lori, you do the same thing. Like when people see that you're waking up, you're like showing like your selfie of you waking up and then you're pouring your energize. And then there's like, maybe you're writing in a journal and you're sharing a quote of the day and then you're doing your workout. Like when people see that consistency, you're someone that they want to follow. There's someone that they want to join you. They want to be on that journey with you and they kind of can trust you more because you're so consistent. And I think that's why people fall off in this business, because if you stop being consistent, that's when people stop kind of following you, or maybe they'll drop off your team and things like that can happen. So that consistency, even of implementing something like a Miracle Morning, who writes that book? I forget. Does anybody know the author?
I actually have it in here.
I don't remember. I mean, obviously you can just like Google it, but that's definitely a good one to get you into like getting that Miracle Morning, like setting aside an hour, waking up an hour earlier. And I know guys, oh my God, I can't wake up an hour earlier. I've been there, but trust me, you can. Like you can.
Here, I'll write. He also has another one, The Miracle Equation.
What is it? Oh, Cami just said Hal Elrod. Yep, Lori.
Yeah, Hal Elrod.
Have you read The Miracle Equation?
Me? No.
I just got that one too. But yeah, it's I think it's his second book. I haven't read it yet though.
I don't have a problem in the morning. That's my easiest part of the day. I'm not the norm. I have a problem the rest of the day.
So there's this thing with being pregnant where like Energize doesn't like work as well as it does when I'm not. So it's like, I know I'm only allowed 2 scoops. So I try to have one in the morning and then one in the afternoon. But lately I'm like, I need the 2 scoops to like get me to do anything at all.
Yeah.
It's such a struggle. I'm just like, I can't wait till I have that like this baby out and have that like semi-natural energy along with my pre-workout. But Lori, I just wanted to thank you. We weren't going to be on here like forever tonight. But I just, and one thing that I do want to say, like Lori has made the decision this week with everything that has gone on to be more not really silent. I wouldn't say silent on Instagram because you're sharing so much with the Black Lives Matter and movement, and she has literally been going to peaceful protests that I've seen her like walking in, and she's been like sharing different things that she's, I don't know, researching on Instagram or whatever you would call it. And it's been really like such a beautiful thing. Like she hasn't gone on her Instagram stories and like been talking a ton. But she's been just sharing and being kind of like a light in this movement. And it's really amazing, where I know a lot of people are very like stuck, unsure like what we should really be doing right now. And do you stay silent? Do you speak out? Do you, you know, am I going to be judged one way or the other? But I do just, I loved every day I'm going to her Instagram stories and I'm learning. So even if you're not seeing her posting, you know, her workouts every day, I'm sure that'll start back up on Monday because I think you were taking this week, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I'm sure she's just going to keep posting every, you know, all this awesome stuff. But definitely go to her stories, and just if you even just want to learn a little bit about what she's been learning about, super, super informative and just amazing all around. But I do want to thank you, Lori.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
guys
much.
for showing up tonight. If you guys have any questions at all, you can drop them in the chat or you can unmute yourself. Or if you have questions separately, you want to know like how she breaks up her tasks or anything like that, I'm sure Lori wouldn't mind like kind of writing up a little, maybe a little blurb of how you kind of break up your day sometimes. And then we can share that. I have a lot of team calls that I still have to upload, guys. I promise they're all going to get uploaded to the team page. But yeah, so thank you, Lori. Thanks, guys, for hopping on tonight.
Thank you
Love
so
you
much.
all. I'm so happy that you guys are here. And yeah, let's do it. Stay consistent. Keep being awesome. Bye, guys.
Have a great night, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye.